In the final video for our grading the players of the 2022 Milwaukee Brewers, we look towards the bullpen. This is for players who made the majority of their appearances from the bullpen and who also finished the season being on the Brewers MLB roster or in the minors. So sadly, Josh Hader will not be in this video. The same grading system applies as been for the past few videos, so let's go ahead and get in and start grading our bullpen. The first player we're going to be looking at today is Brent Suter. The Vulture had another solid but unspectacular season as a middle reliever for the crew. He pitched in 54 games, going 5-3 with a 3.78 ERA across 66 and 2/3 innings, with 53 strikeouts, a 1.200 WHIP, a .3 WAR, and an ERA plus of 105. Nothing too flashy, but nothing too awful to give him too low of a grade. I give him a grade of C, just being perfectly average and perfectly serviceable in the bullpen. A bit of a surprise to the Brewers out of the pen was Hobie Milner, who coming into spring training was a bit of a long shot to make the roster. But he managed to put up some good numbers out of the pen. He pitched in 67 games, going 3-3 with a 3.76 ERA across 64 and 2/3 innings pitched, with 64 strikeouts, a 1.175 WHIP with .4 WAR, and an ERA plus of 105. Similar to Suter, he was very good, but not a great arm in the bullpen. I give him a grade of a C+, since he's a bit more of a surprise than Suter was, while posting very similar numbers. A very good year from Boxberger, as he posted some of the best numbers of his career in 2022, and was often the second or third best arm that we had in the bullpen, depending on the time of year. He appeared in 70 games, going 4-3 with a 2.95 ERA across 64 innings pitched, 68 strikeouts, a 1.234 WHIP, 1.1 WAR, and an ERA plus of 134. He was a massive part of our bullpen, being really effective in his outings, and I give him a grade of B for being one of the best players in our bullpen. The Airbender had another fantastic season once again, but with a little bit of a role change as he was moved from setup man to full-time closer after the Josh Hader trade, but he still did really well in that role. Williams appeared in 65 games, going 6-4 with 15 saves, a 1.93 ERA across 60 and 2/3 innings pitched, with 96 strikeouts in those 60 innings, which is insane, a 1.005 WHIP, a 2.1 WAR, and a 205 ERA plus when the league average is 100. An absolutely fantastic season that Williams was awarded for with his first ever All-Star appearance, and I give him a grade of A+. Easily one of the best players the Brewers have, and I'm looking forward to seeing how he does in the future as the full-time closer. Not the best season for Trevor, as he routinely struggled in his appearances. He's the kind of guy you put in when you're up by about 6 or 7 runs and can afford to give up a couple of runs. He appeared in 45 games, going 3-4 with a 4.14 ERA across 45.2 and 2/3 innings pitched, with 44 strikeouts, a 1.029 WHIP, a negative .4 WAR, and a 96 ERA plus. I give him a grade of D+, as he wasn't a guy you want to put in high leverage situations, and the guy you kind of just stick in there to either mop up blowout games in your favor or not in your favor. The biggest surprise out of the bullpen this year was definitely Peter. He managed to have an incredible rookie season out of the pen and was the 4th best guy we had out there for the majority of the year. Peter appeared in 30 games, going 2-1 with a 2.83 ERA across 35 innings pitched, with 40 strikeouts, a 1.229 WHIP, a .5 WAR, and a 141 ERA+. He really had an impressive rookie season, and I hope that he continues to show that he has what it takes to stay in the bigs. I give him a grade of B plus for being such a very good surprise player coming out of our pen. Not a terrible season for Yandel, who did spend some time going between the minors and the big leagues last year. He appeared in 27 games, going 2-0 with a 3.86 ERA across 28 innings pitched with 27 strikeouts, a 1.286 whip, a .1 WAR, and a 103 ERA plus. Not a terrible season for Yandel, who was perfectly average in the time he spent with the Brewers. And for that reason, I give him a grade of C, since that is also right down the middle. Matt had a pretty good season for the Texas Rangers. The Brewers traded for Matt at the trade deadline to help bolster the bullpen after the Josh Hader trade. And at the time, I thought it was a pretty good move given how well he pitched for the Rangers. But sadly, that success did not transfer to Milwaukee. For the Brewers, Bush appeared in 25 games, going 0-2 with a 4.3 ERA across 29 innings pitched, had 29 strikeouts, a 1.043 whip, a negative .4 WAR, and an ERA plus of 93. Not a great stint at all for Bush with the Brewers. I give him a D due to his high expectations of helping his bullpen out after he traded a major player, and for him just flat out not reaching them. The main piece of the Josh Hader trade that had action in the majors this year, Rogers really struggled as a Brewer. He was put into the South Row initially so that Devin Williams could become the closer, but it did not work at all, and the move really blew up in the Brewers' face. Rogers appeared in 24 games for the Brewers, going 3-3 with a 5.48 ERA across 23 innings pitched, with 36 strikeouts, a 1.304 whip, a negative .5 WAR, and an ERA plus of 73. This was an absolutely awful year for Rogers, and I give him an F due to his circumstances of joining the team and his absolutely dreadful performance. Going into the season, Jake was supposed to be a big part of the bullpen, having a very solid 2021. But unfortunately, he spent a massive amount of time on the IL. When he was healthy, he was very effective with the Brewers, so hopefully that continues into 2023. In 2022, he appeared in 12 games, going 2-1 with a 2.70 ERA across 13 and a third innings pitched, with 21 strikeouts, a 1.350 WHIP, a .3 WAR, and a 150 ERA plus. If he didn't get hurt, Jake could have had an amazing year for the Brewers, but I give him a grade of C+, as in that short time he was with the team, he was amazing, but injuries unfortunately derailed his season. And for the final tally of the year for the players, we have Brent Suter giving us 2, Holby Milner 2.3, Brad Boxberger 3, Devin Williams 4.3, Trevor Gott 1.3, Peter Strzelecki 3.3, Yandel Gustavi 2, Matt Bush 1, Taylor Rogers 0, and Jake Cousins 2.3. And if we average all of them out, we get a final score of 2.15 for a total grade of the bullpen for a C. Now, next time, we are going to be breaking down all the moves made between the end of the 2021 season and the end of the 2022 season to give a grade for the front office in regards to trades and player signings. And I hope you see you guys stick around there. If you like the content, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe down below. And I'll see you all next time.